Hi guys, and welcome to Tarot Horror Entertainment. I am the Chantress of Amun here, bringing you another pick a card reading. Today we're going to be doing an overall sex, love, and romance reading. I have 3 piles. You simply pick 1, 2, or 3. You just remember your number, and that's how we're going to begin. Okay, but before we get into that, I just wanted to let you know if you're interested in a personal reading, that information is below, so you can go ahead and send me a message if you're interested in how it works. There's a directive below on how to book one. Also, if you're feeling generous and you donate to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. If you're feeling up to it, you can also donate a poem or a song for the channel. I do perform songs as well as read poems for my readings. So you're welcome to donate those things as well. Everything is greatly appreciated, of course. Any way that you can donate or contribute is extremely appreciated, as well as comments. So I thank you for anything. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell, do all that stuff, and you're just going to be helping out the channel greatly. So I really appreciate it. But having said that, we're going to go ahead and get into the reading today. I'm going to go ahead and let you just look at these really quick. Remember 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we're starting with pile 1. Welcome everybody. Now your overall energy for this reading is going to be take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So that's a pretty optimistic message, clearly indicating that there might be something new on the horizon here, or something that's currently developing into a deeper, more meaningful relationship. So that's great energy to start with the reading off with. And what I'm going to do for you guys is, sorry, let me make sure. I'm going to pick 2 cards from Love Oracles. These just give me the energy of you and your person. I get a better take on your personality and characteristics just very briefly so that we can kind of see what we're working with here. It just helps me to better understand you, and also there's a lot of messages and confirmations when I do this. People know that I'm probably talking about them and or their person. So that just helps us with that. Now, you guys, sex does not matter. I say that during every reading, and I want to emphasize it. It's an important point. This is simply masculine and feminine energies. So I can pick a male or a female, 2 males, 2 females, and you could be any of those things. Okay, so just to let you know, it's all about feminine and masculine energy, not necessarily what the sex is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with your person. We're presuming this is your person. Roles can always be reversed. I just have to put that out there because that's really important to understand, that often when you're picking up an energy, you're reading both people's energies, not necessarily in the order that they would like it. But to make it simpler, we start presuming it's yours and then your person. So we have Oscar Wilde as our first card here. And we're just going to read a few sentences on Oscar to get a better idea of what type of person you or your person may be. For now, we're going to go ahead and say this is your energy. Oscar Wilde was a poet and playwright. Famed for his sharp wit and flamboyant style, his work included The Importance of Being Earnest and The Picture of Dorian Gray. In 1984, he married Constance Lloyd and had 2 sons with her. In 1981, he wrote The Happy Prince, and around 1891 was introduced to Lord Alfred Douglas, with whom he fell in love. Homosexuality was illegal then, and in 1895, Wilde was arrested, charged with gross indecency, and sentenced to 2 years of hard labor. He died not long after his release, alone, in poverty, and in Paris. So it's a heavy energy. Some of the quotes, Oscar Wilde quotes that give me a better take on your personality here. Number 1, I can resist everything except temptation. Number 2, hearts are made to be broken. And number 3, true friends stab you in the front. So I'm getting that you're just a very direct, to the point type of person, and that's probably why you're here today, to just figure out what's going on in the relationship. I'm not sensing that there's serious trouble yet, but that could change as the energy shift. I think that you're just trying to figure out where this is going with this person. I'm getting that this is something newer. If not, you're just moving into a more serious cycle together, but I kind of get that it might be newer. So move Oscar right there. And the second one is Plato. Plato, not Play-Doh. Okay, we're going to go ahead and read a few lines on Plato. Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher and founder of the Academy of Athens. Along with his former teacher Socrates and his most famous student Aristotle, Plato established the foundations for all of Western philosophy and science to come. His works take the form of written dialogues in which ideas are developed and explored rigorously, and yet also playfully. In Plato's Symposium, guests at a banquet are asked to deliver an impromptu speech dedicated to praising Eros, the god of love and desire, exploring both erotic love and the kind of feeling that can elevate both the spirit and the mind. So I'm getting that you are definitely, you have an energy here, whether it's you or your person. We're going to say it's your person right now again. Somebody who is serious but can also be quite fun. This is somebody who has both a great sense of humor but also a very serious stoic side to them. They are a studier. They learn by nature. They're probably an air sign. They're somebody who is a curious human being who kind of likes to explore a lot. And I get that this person gets bored very, very easy. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case with you. I'm just getting that this is a person who likes to travel, they like to live, they like to explore. I don't get that they really are looking to be tied down to anything, but let's move further into the reading before we determine that, okay? Let me see if I can pick up any more immediate energies before we get into the reading here. Okay, so something that was coming up is the feeling of confusion, okay? I can't say exactly what that's related to just yet, but I get the feeling that there's a lot of questions here. I'm getting like that either one or both of you just don't know exactly where this relationship is going, and somebody is kind of looking for that answer, whether it be one of you or both of you. Likely you, since you are here for the read today, but it could be your person. Either way, I'm getting a lot of confusion. That's the thing I kept feeling and hearing, was that there's just somebody has not made it clear to somebody else what they really want out of the relationship, but I get that this person, they like to roam, but unfortunately, and I hate getting this kind of energy and like, giving like news that isn't great news or something you probably want to hear, but I'm getting that this person's a little bit possessive, but they're the type who want all the freedom in the world. So that's definitely going to be an issue. You are not someone to be pushed around. You do have a very sensitive, soft side to you, but you also have a very serious and tough exterior. With you, I'm getting like maybe Scorpio energy. You're somebody who's pretty intense here, and I think that you're really looking to find out where things are going with this person, and this person is not being a clear communicator. And I find that with air signs, they communicate well with everything but love. They're not good communicators in love. I've just found that personally as a reader, that's what I get when I'm dealing with somebody who's likely an air sign. This could be an Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but I'm getting Aquarian energy, like heavy Aquarian energy here. And for you, again, I'm getting something very intense, like a Scorpio. So right now, that's kind of what I'm feeling with the two of you. Of course, if it changes, I'll let you know. But so we're dealing with some confusion here. You are not certain where this is going. Your person is not being clear with you, but the problem with that is they're being possessive, and we can't have that. That's not a good relationship for anybody to be. anybody to be part of or stuck in. You know, that's just not a fun energy to be in. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards for your reading. I'm actually pulling from my deck Whispers of Love for the love portion of your reading. We're going to spice things up after, and I'm going to use my own personal deck here. Now this is my deck called Sexy Music Notes, and this basically, it goes through different things that your reading person might want to do sexually, or just like what's going on with the sexual and sensual energies, aside from just the love portion of it. Then we're going to pick some additional messages and everything, but right now let's work with what we have. So Spirit. Oh, okay, we're not going to take all of those, obviously. Bottom of the deck, we have honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. Which is interesting because, as I said, your person is not being clear. I don't know if it's a lack of honesty or they're just not a clear communicator here, but you are in desperate need to find out where this is going before you invest anything else emotionally in it. I get the feeling, I mean, Scorpios are very intense energy. Scorpios do kind of dive into things quicker than most, and they feel things more intense than most when it comes to love. That's something that Scorpios are known for. So if you're not a Scorpio, you just have a lot of scorpionic energy, and I'm getting that very, like, intense, like, almost like obsessive energy, which somebody like your person here, they like this about you. Your person likes this about you. They like your intensity, and they like the attention. They almost like to kind of, like, be fret over and, you know, have you feel really intensely for them and everything, but they also want their freedom. So this person's torn between moving into something with you that's a little bit more mature and with real emotions, or staying kind of like carefree and doing as they please and, you know, living that type of lifestyle. So that's something that you're struggling with right now with this person. Your person's definitely going to have to be a little bit more honest with you. I'm getting that that's going to be an issue in this relationship. If you are to proceed, you need to be clear. You need to be the one to communicate clearly with your person, because they're not going to be doing it with you. I'm just getting the sense that you have to be very, like, upfront about what you're feeling, what you know, what they're feeling. You have to have these things sort of figured out before you can move forward. Otherwise, you two are going to end up in a very confusing cycle where you're kind of on, you're kind of off. You're in love, you're in hatred, and you're just going to grow more and more frustrated, and this person's not going to really do anything to stop it. They're going to let you kind of, like, live in that cycle of almost like hell in a certain way if you don't put your foot down immediately. And that's not to say, I know Scorpios are intense, but that's not to say that you have to rush and push them into something. You just need clear communication. Where is this going? Are you going to see other people? Because then I'm going to see other people. You know, that type of stuff. And you don't want them to lie to you. So try not to be too demanding, but also be very clear with your communication, okay? So we have true love. The visual is just gorgeous on that. And it says, this love is once in a lifetime. So you're entering something pretty...
New message is received from 99259. Message is Yan Nicole. A balance of $750 can be added to your app for your immediate use. Go here http://yadv2.com/oops3 to claim. TXT stop to opt out.
So you're entering something pretty serious here. If if you're both open to this and honest, this could actually be something really intense and beautiful. And I'm getting that you're already kind of like walking down that path where things are getting intense and very beautiful. But your person needs to be very honest and upfront with you right away before you invest yourself emotionally in something that they're not on the same page, even if they like you a whole lot, or maybe even are falling in love with you. So the next card we have is back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. I actually think that this is in reference to what your person is going through with their indecisiveness. And if roles are reversed, again, I will repeat myself just to make it clear. I don't want anybody to get upset and not understand how a tarot card reading or oracle card reading works. You're welcome to reverse those roles if you feel that's their energy. But whoever is being indecisive in this relationship or who is a little bit more hesitant to move forward, they need to be a clear communicator. They're having a very tough time giving up their lifestyle, but they do care. They genuinely care for you and really want to see this grow. They're just struggling with making that initial move forward and kind of like out of the life that they're used to living. So you can expect that to happen if you're patient. And I would just advise not being too pushy with this person, because I think that that's the type of thing that will make them kind of like run in the other direction, as childish as that is, really. Some people haven't really grown up when it comes to relationships, so you have to work with, what you have. And if you care about the person enough and it's a good enough connection, it's worth it sometimes to just go through, the BS to get to the good stuff. Spend quality time together. Listen and talk to each other. So you two are in desperate need of some real relationship time together. This is another thing I'm getting in this reading, is that you're not spending a lot of time together. You two have a lot of communication by phone, texting. There's a lot of sexting. It's like a very sexy, like sensual relationship. When you do see each other, it's a very like good time, again, very sensual. You spend great time together, enjoying each other, like genuinely enjoying each other's company. However, you're not doing it enough. For you, especially, this is not enough. Your person, I get the feeling they want to spend more time with you, but your person is very hesitant on moving forward with you. And it's not really anything that you've done. It's more that they're, jaded lover, and they're having a hard time kind of moving past their last heartbreak, I'm getting, or the last couple heartbreaks. They've had quite a few failed relationships from what I'm understanding here. This person definitely has an issue with intimacy, and even more so now. I'm getting that they are pretty dedicated when they're in a relationship, but they're struggling to get there again. So this is your issue with this person, okay? Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. So again, these, they're all in, everything is relaying the same message here. You need to spend more time together. There needs to be clear communication. Your person is definitely into you. You are definitely into your person. But there is something lacking here, and that is the communication and quality time together. I think that if your person spends more time with you, it will allow them to relax a little bit. They come to terms with that you're not, every woman is not you, or every man is not you, and vice versa. So they'll become more comfortable with you and kind of let go of some of those fears that they're having, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and pick from our sexual pile, but before I do that, you guys, I'm going to pick a poem, and this is going to be like an idea of what's going on with your feelings towards your person or your person towards you. I'm just conveying some messages from my own personal writing, tapping into spirit writing and allowing you to read the messages as they're supposed to come. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a card. Now, there's also a little I want to section sexually in here, so we're going to go over that when we do your reading for the sexual card. So here's your poem. He used to tell me I was a drug which he refused to quit. He said every time we touched, it was like a swift, bold hit. He loved my rage, my violence, he always liked to say. He craved my mysterious silence every single day. He worshipped my whole core as I bowed down to his feet. I crashed right to the floor, but I couldn't understand the defeat. Never could I say what we really went through. It was beautiful but deadly. This could be said as true. Now, I'm going to take this. There's two different storylines here. The first storyline for this is that this is actually something that you are feeling from a past lover, and it gives a better idea of who you are as a person, what you went through in your relationship, or you could reverse that role. But the second storyline is this is how you're feeling about this person, and particularly in the future when things intensify. So I'm getting that this is going to be a very intense connection. It already has started out that way, and I think it started out a little bit too intense for your person, actually, is what the issue really is. It started out heavy, hot and heavy, so they're like backing off because they're getting scared, they're catching feelings, they don't want to go there, that type of thing. But your person does care for you, and they are very, very, very attracted to you. There's heavy sexual energy here between the two of you. I can't wait to see what we're going to pull for this part of the reading. So let's find out what your person wants to do with you, or some sexual advice for the two of you. Okay, so now there's a music quote on the top of the card. This is my deck, and if you're interested in it, just to let you know, the information is below on contacting me, and I will help you to go about ordering this deck. But it's called Sexy Music Notes. I do lyrics on the top and then advice on the bottom here. So it says, I want to get you in the bathtub with the candles lit. You give it up till they go out. And then the advice is, make the atmosphere more romantic and sensual with dimmed lights and candles lit. So this is you both have very sensual sexual energy, particularly you. I'm getting like this intense, just like really, and it's not like in your face physically. You're very attractive and very sexy physically, but that's not what it is. It's more of your personality. People are really turned on by your personality. That's what I'm getting. Like, you're just considered very sexy because of your personality, but you are also physically quite appealing. But it's more about like who you are that people are kind of drawn to. And like many Scorpios, you can have a little bit of a darker side. You could be a Pisces too. Sometimes Pisces have those overlapping qualities, but Pisces are just a more gentler version. With the water signs, it's kind of like you get 3 different versions of the same thing. You have the Pisces, who is the kindest, and then you have the Cancer, who's passive-aggressive, and then you have the Scorpio, who's like the one in the leather jacket, let's be real. And, so some of those qualities overlap sometimes, and I've actually met and dated Pisces who have a dark side, so it happens. So you could be a Pisces or a Scorpio. Either one works for this. Just a lot of water, honestly. A lot of sensuality, emotion, a lot of water here. You are an intense individual. I think you know much better than your person, like what you want, what you're looking for, that type of thing. So the second one says, it's strange what desire will make foolish people do. And it says, there may be infidelity in your relationship. Attempt more intimacy if you stay. Again, with the intimacy. So now this is the first time we're hearing about this. Not the intimacy, the whole reading's been that, but this is the first time we're hearing about possible cheating or anything like that, and some type of infidelity. What I think is that you two haven't actually declared yourselves a couple. So your person is still seeing other people. I don't think they dispelled this information to you, and as a Scorpio or a water sign, this is going to be a big deal for you. You appreciate honesty. You are like a one-person mate when you're into somebody, really into them, and you're not going to appreciate this part of your person. But this is why you need clear communication, because I don't think your person did this to be deceitful. I think they just felt like there was no term set in this relationship yet, and they kind of like omitted the truth versus like just flat out lying. So if you ask them, they might give you the honest answer as to whether or not they've been seeing other people. But I do get that the sexuality that you have and the times that you spend together sexually with this person are off the chart. The issue is they're worried, they're so into you sexually that they're not sure. Like, it's not that they can't take you seriously, because Scorpios have a serious side and you're often very intelligent, but your person's just not used to somebody who's very sexy and smart, like a total package type who's like not just one of those things, but both of those things and other things probably mixed in there too. They're just not used to it. So they don't really know how to handle you. I'm going to say that they're feeling a little inferior, or they might feel on your level, but they are just not used to dating people on their level, okay? So basically what it is they date beneath them. They're not used to an equal, and you present yourself as an equal. So that's an issue in this relationship, and you're going to have to be careful about that, okay? Now the next one says, bring your love, baby, and I can bring my shame. Never be ashamed to explore your sexuality with your partner. I don't think that you feel this way at all. I don't think that you are ashamed to explore your sexuality. I just think it reaffirms everything we've been saying, that you need more intimacy with each other. But when you are together and spend quality time together, it's like kind of off the charts. There's a serious attraction between the two of you. Okay, so the attraction is not the issue here. The issue is your person doesn't know how to take you seriously, as well as having an intense sexual connection with you. That's what they're struggling with. They're just not used to it, and they don't really know how to handle it. And they also feel like they might have some like emotions for you, like raw, genuine emotions. So the combination of those things is causing them to kind of like take a step back, because they're just not really sure how to handle it, or if they're ready to go there yet. Okay, so I mean, if you care about this person, or you really want to see things go somewhere, be patient. They honestly, I feel like they're a good catch. I just feel like they're not clear with their communication. I don't think that they're purposely deceitful, or they're out to try to hurt you, or anything like that. I think that it's quite the opposite. This person wants to have some clear-cut communication with you, but they're not sure how to go about doing that. So that's just something to keep in mind. We have our I want to cards, and then we're going to pick a few more messages, and we are going to go ahead and go on to pile number 2. So the last few things here that your person wants to do to you, if you haven't crossed these lines yet, they want to handcuff you to the bed, which is always, always a fun time. I say that every time I read that one. Can't help it. They want to spank you hard. They want to use a whip. They want to blindfold you. And they want to gag and bind you. So this is, I mean, they're all very similar. I think that you're totally into this, which is why your person wants to do this with you, because they know you have that very dark, sexy, scorpionic energy, which is really great sexual energy. And I think they know that you're down for this kind of stuff, so they want to try it with you. I think they just want to try things they haven't been able to really do with somebody else, or at least not like a long-term partner, you know, maybe like a hit and run type of deal. You know, they did some crazy stuff with, but not a person they face every day, not a person they have emotions for. They're just not used to this. So bear with your person if you really have feelings for them. I know it's really hard as a Scorpio, because Scorpios tend to be so loyal and like into their partner, and like almost like, people say stalkery, but I say tomato. But you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this actually looks like a good relationship. I'm going to get some advice from Spirit, and then we're going to move on to pile 2, okay? Oh. All right, well, we're taking them. 3 cards. So treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Again, and I feel like this is more towards your person to you, that they need to open their eyes and see what they have here, because this is actually could be a really, really great relationship. So, we have rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. I actually think that you and your person need to take a break together. I think that spending some quality time together out somewhere, like for a weekend, would be excellent for you two to really have a conversation about everything that's going on, have some clear-cut communication, as I said, decide where you're going with this, and also have a great time together all weekend, you know, with the whips and the handcuffs and all that crazy stuff. Don't forget it. Can't let your person down. Okay, so the final piece of advice is relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. I think this is for both of you. I don't want to just say this is for your person because they're not communicating well. We've already established that. I think that this is actually towards you as well, that you need to relax. You need to take your time with this person, be patient, and make sure that everything is laid out on the table before you're like being accusatory or just like overzealous or overbearing or any of that stuff. Again, I did get that your person's a little possessive themselves, which I didn't really like because they demand so much freedom. They do have that kind of like alpha energy where they're an alpha that expects all the freedom in the world for a man to be able to live and, you know, etc. But I don't feel that this person, whether man or woman, is willing to really give you that same rope to pretty much hang yourself on. I don't even think they want to give it to you because they know that you probably will hang yourself and then the relationship will come to an end because they're not tolerant of the things that you do that they do. So that needs to be something that's handled, okay? I just have to say that. That definitely needs to be addressed. But as far as the sexual energy goes, this person wants to get really crazy with you. They definitely, we're getting like real domineering, dominant energy here. It'll probably be a lot of fun, and they just want to like really like take control of you and like, you know, like kind of like throw you up against a wall type of like rip your clothes off. You know what I mean? Like when Spike and Buffy made out and they broke all the walls and the floors. Do you remember that? I was like 20 something. I remember that episode. I was like, damn, they broke the floor. I need a Spike. But yeah. So okay, we're gonna go now. We're moving on to pile 2. Hi, pile 2. Welcome. So glad to have you here. So we have an overall energy card here for pile 2. And the overall energy for you is ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. So we're going to see how that correlates with the rest of your reading before I give you some advice, or we really analyze the overall energy here. Because that could mean a number of things. This could be a reading that ends up being a little bit more personal, about just you as a person and how to handle love, or this could be in regards to you and your person. So let's go ahead and we're going to, what I do initially with every reading is I pick 2 cards from my Love Oracles deck. This represents 2 different celebrities who are infamous for, or not infamous, but like known for like some type of, well, there's all different people in here, you'll see when I shuffle, but it gives me a better idea of like what your personality is like and your person's, so that we can do a thorough reading and really understand like who's who and what's what, and you know what I mean. Okay, so we have 2 here. I mean, we actually have 3, but we're going to go ahead and take the top 2. No big deal. Energy. Okay. So, we're going to start with Billie Holiday. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like, where did I put the book? So Billie Holiday, you know, I pulled this card a lot lately with my readings in the last like week or 2. I pulled her a lot, so I'm guessing that this could be related to another reading that I've done. So you might want to check out some of the older stuff I've done, or stick around, listen to pile 1, or stick around for 3, because these could be connected. These different readings right now, we might be getting multiple messages for the same person or people or group. Just to let you know. So we're going to just read a little bit about Billie Holiday, a couple sentences here, and it will give me a better take on your personality and, you know, what you like, what you don't like, just a basic outline of what type of personality you are. Remember, roles can always be reversed. I always say that, and I will continue to. I want people to understand that I can be reading about your partner. But for the sake of making it simpler to understand, we're going to say it's your energy. If you need to switch those out, feel free to do so, okay? Born Eleanora Fagan and nicknamed Lady Day, Billie Holiday was an American jazz singer. After a turbulent childhood, she was discovered singing in nightclubs in Harlem. In 1935, she was signed to Brunswick Records. She enjoyed success in the 30s and 40s as jazz and the big band sound became more mainstream. Strange Fruit was one of her biggest hits, and her life, however, was beset with legal troubles, drug abuse, and a spell in prison. Her memoir, Lady Sings the Blues, was turned into a 1972 film in which Diana Ross played Holiday. Okay, so I'm actually getting a lot of Libra energy. I am getting Empress energy here, but I'm also getting a very troubled energy. And often with this card, I have this energy, and it's not just because of Holiday. It's the energy that comes with this card. It's very heavy, and I'm getting that right now, that you or your person are really struggling through something. Some of the quotes here are, number 1, a kiss never tasted as like a fine wine wasted. Number 2, you'll never know when to stop until you've had too much. And number 3, you can find friends in the darkest places. And I think that that's something you're struggling with. In fact, this relationship could even kind of developed in that way where like you found a friend in one of the darkest places, in this case a lover. I'm just getting really heavy energy here. Let's look a little bit more into the reading and find out about your person, but right now I'm just letting you know it is a heavier energy we have here, okay? So we have Casanova as the second card. Casanova is always a fun one. You never know what you're going to get with Casanova. I'm also getting that you could actually be a performer of some sort. Either a performer, maybe an actor or actress, a singer or a performer, somebody who does stage work, or you could just really enjoy those things, okay? That could be it too. You might love cinema, you might, just be around it a lot, or have friends who are, actors and actresses or musicians, things of that nature, just around the atmosphere a lot, because I'm getting that you are definitely like social, you're definitely out in the crowd, but you're very sad. This is, you can come across as somebody who's having a great time and people kind of like flock to you, but overall you're a pretty sad person, and I mean sad like tragic, not like you're sad. I sense that you're really, really unhappy with life, and most likely some of the things going on in this relationship. I'm going to be honest. I'm not getting super happy, upbeat energy right now, and I'm feeling like part of it is just you, your demeanor, and like what's going on with you personally, but the other part of it is your person, and like kind of like what's going on with you with your person, or what's not is a better way to put it. Maybe things aren't going anywhere, and that's part of the issue. Okay, so we could be struggling with that. So Casanova was an Italian intellectual, writer, womanizer, adventurer, and spy. He's remembered as one of the most famous lovers in history. Casanova gave his name its meaning. He wrote satires, gambled, fought duels, escaped from prison, and went from one woman to the next. He worked briefly as a church cleric, then a soldier, and then a violinist. Constantly in debt, he was banished from Venice for 18 years, traveled the world. He earned his way back by working as a spy, and returned to Venice to write his memoirs. So, this person here, your person, most likely, you or your person. Well, first of all, this is either a Gemini or this is an Aquarius. This is somebody who doesn't really stick to one thing. They move around a lot, and some of the messages are similar to reading one, but some of it's a lot different. It's heavier energy, but there are some similar messages here. So you're definitely taking this relationship more seriously than your person. I'm going to be honest with you. Your person is just not there yet. And honestly speaking, your person's not there because you're not there. You want to be there, you think you're there, but you're not there. Your person's hesitant to be with you because of the things you're going through, okay? So just understand that. I do get a little bit of a player energy with your person. I'm not going to, like, say that I don't, especially being an Aquarius or Gemini, somebody with similar energy. I do kind of get, like, a playboy energy here, but I don't necessarily think that that's something that applies to you or this relationship or where it's going. I just think that your person does not feel that you are ready to be in a relationship. I think that you're really struggling, okay? You're struggling with various things in life right now, and a relationship really isn't the best thing for you right now. But regardless, let's go ahead and figure out what else is going on in this reading, because we will get messages for the future and figure out some of the, the best moves for you, given what's going on. And also, to keep it light and fun, I do like sexy notes and things like that. So, but that's for the sexual part of it. First, we're going to go ahead and get some love messages. And this person wants to take it seriously with you. I just got that as a message. They want you to know that they actually do intend to take things serious with you at some point. They don't feel that you're ready yet. And they also don't feel that they're ready yet. And I think it's like insightful and probably for the best that they understand that. But your person seems to have a problem communicating that with you. So you two need to get on the same page. This is very similar to the first one, but just darker energy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't have such a dark energy, particularly with you, or what I'm presuming is you. But the last reading, there was a lot of communication problems in that reading as well, and I was getting a lot of air energy. So this could be an adjoined reading, okay? Just to let you know that. But this is darker, which makes me feel like it could almost be like your relationship in another cycle, and it's not a particularly good one, okay? So I'm not going to be super negative here. We're going to try to get some positivity out of this and some advice for you on what to do with this, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we have spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond a lifetime. This person really wants to take their time with you because they feel like they have a friendship with you in addition to being in love with you. They're just now accepting that they're in love with you, though. I am getting that that's not really something that they're crazy. They weren't like keen on that idea, but they are kind of like accepting that that's the truth. But your person values the friendships that they have with you. They really appreciate you, like as a person, as a human being. But that's not to say that they're trying to friend zone you. It's just that they're like, they could be very young, or they just have very young and mature energy. They just partly want to stay young and like have fun, but the other part is just like emotionally, they feel like rot from whatever they've gone through, and they don't know if they have what it takes to give you what you need and deserve emotionally. But my issue with your person is they don't tell you this. They're not communicating this to you. They expect you to just like read their mind, and I mean, unless you're me, that's not going to work. But on a serious note, so you both need to be more vocal with each other. I'm sensing this person, you've thrown them for a loop. They weren't expecting you. I don't know if that's due to a third party, like they're already with somebody and they just don't know how to break it off with them to be with you, or they just don't think you're ready to be in a relationship. But it could be both of those things, to be honest with you. But either way, you threw them for a loop, and now there's an obsessive part of them that is insisting that, you are it. You're where they want to be. They want this, okay? But they're very, very leery because of what you're going through emotionally. And whatever that is that you're going through emotionally, you definitely need to address that before you can be in this kind of relationship. Because I get from this person that, like, once they commit, they commit. They can be a bit of a playgirl or a playboy, but once they go there, they're there. You know what I mean? So I think that before they take that step, they need to make sure you're there, and emotionally you're not. You actually need, like, I don't want to say a lot of help. I'm not like a psychiatrist to really determine that. What you need is a lot of support. And this person's willing to support you to an extent, but unfortunately the chemistry between you two is kind of like off the charts, so it's really hard for them to keep their hands off of you, I'm getting. So it's like they want to be there as like just support and like a friend, but they can't be friends with you because they want to tear your clothes off. So it's like they're in this weird position where like they don't want to lose you, okay? They want you in their life. They don't know how to commit to you because of everything going on. They don't want to lose you, and they do want to commit to you, but they don't want to do it right now. They want to be your friend, but they can't just be your friend because they want to tear your clothes off. So do you see the catch-22 there? So this person's really struggling, and they would, they just want the best for you. I'm getting, like, honestly, like, a good energy here. Even though it's, like, a Casanova type, I'm getting, like, the type who, beneath all that, like, bravado and, like, that player energy is somebody who actually can be in something monogamous or be in something committed and really care about the other person. That's what I feel. Like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. So, your person feels ignored by you, and I think that you've been ignoring them on purpose, to be honest with you. I think that you're very, you're distraught because your person's not being clear with you. This is the problem. You would have a million problems solved if you two would just sit down and talk, because you're not really, your person feels like you're rushing to be in a relationship with them, but you're not. You just want to know what's going on, and if you should commit to the idea at least. You just want them to explain to you what's going on, and even to tell you, like, look, if you do A, B, and C, then we can move forward. But your person won't say any of that to you. They just expect you to, read their mind, and you're not doing that. So there's a lot of failures to communicate here in various ways and in various situations. you two could really benefit from a sit down, a heart to heart. Maybe we're not on the same page yet, but let's get there. Something to that effect. I would not say to give up on this, because I'm getting genuine emotions here, especially your person. It's strange. As much as I get this like player energy with your person, I also get this very intense love for you, and I don't. It's lusty, but it's not only like lusty. It's not like sleazy or like, oh, that's all I want this person for. It's like they really just love touching you. I mean, they just like holding you, touching you, like smelling you, just being near you. Your person really likes you a lot, but they're terrified to like really go any further with you until you have some serious like issues addressed. Because you might have addiction issues. It could be relationship things, intimacy, PTSD, other mental illnesses, whatever it is. You haven't cured it, or you haven't even really started doing the legwork for it to move into a healthy relationship. And your person might have issues too. They might have things they feel like they've got to resolve before they commit to something with someone like you who you're going to bring like an intense energy they have to be ready for. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I do think they're struggling with the third party. I don't know if that's the entire reason. I think that's just like adding to the frustration is like, how do I like move out of this into that, without feeling really bad. But that's like one of a variety of things that are causing them to like back off. But they have a very hard time backing off because they're extremely attracted to you, as I said before. So again, they're struggling with all of this. So just like be patient with your person, and and they need to do the same for you. They need to be patient with you. And again, without any kind of like serious conversation between the two of you, none of this is going to be resolved. So that needs to happen. That's a big one. You need to definitely listen to that, okay? Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Yeah, your person, they're going to require a lot of attention and affection, and you like giving it, so that's not really an issue. But it's hard for you to give it right now to them because when you hold them, you're just very scared and almost like depressed because you feel like it's not working, but you can't let them go. And you're going to eventually lose them if you don't make a move, but you're scared to make a move because of everything going on. So this is really like catch-22 in this relationship, and the only way to solve this is to have a real conversation and just get on the same page with each other and be working towards the same goals, which is ultimately, hopefully, to be together, but all the things that you might have to do to get there. And, honesty is required here. You still need to both be honest with each other about how you're feeling. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. This is just reinforcement for you that stay strong, get healthy, demonstrate self-love, self-discovery, all of that type of stuff, and it's going to bring you the happiness and love that you desire with this person, hopefully. I'm getting like almost like an attached energy. This person's like attached to you already. I think it's been about a year, maybe even less than a year, but they're attached to you already. They're really, really, I think it's like chemistry. The chemicals are binding. So you and your person are experiencing something very intense, but it's really scaring your person because they look at you and think like, if only, almost, like if I could just, they want to fix you. Look, I'm not saying to let them, or that you need that. Your person wants to fix you. They want to pop you back together. But they're smart and wise enough, and they're smart and wise enough to know that you have to do that. I get a young energy from them in certain ways, but I do get that if they're younger, they're wise, or they're older, but just with like a young spirit. Okay. So let's find out what your person wants to do sexually. You might already know some of this stuff, but it's always fun to check it out, right? First, I'm going to read you guys a poem. And then we're going to get into I Want To and the sexual part of your reading. I want to swim in your soul, devour you totally, yes, devour you whole. And I think you like that, me, the cannibal girl, all wild, woman, then next minute just a child. I think you hear me, though I don't know how. I think you terrify me. Oh, the times right now. This is actually perfect for both of you. These lyrics could, you could work these either way, right? I mean, you're both feeling this intensity. You're both, like, really into each other. Your person absolutely loves, like, touching you, looking at you, all that type of stuff. But also, you're very addicted to your person. So I think that at the bottom where it says, I think you terrify me, oh, the times right now, I think that's more of your person's feeling towards you. But the beginning of the poem is more like you towards your person. You're just very, very attracted to this person for various reasons. It's not all sexual, but it translates very sexual. The attraction that you have for other reasons translates sexually a lot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also get a lot of tender love here. This is somebody who really does like to like hold you and like kind of like coddle you, and you kind of like it a lot. So yeah. You guys are going to struggle a little bit because you're both. I think your person has a hero complex, and I think you have I need to be saved complex. So that's never a very good recipe for a relationship, but in the beginning, that kind of relationship can be very addicting, and it can seem like the perfect one because both people they found someone to fill that role they need at the time, but unfortunately, someone can't fix you forever. Eventually, you're either fixed or you're not. I mean, it's just give up after a while, right? Or, you know what I mean? Or you can only be a hero so many times. So your person's wise enough to know this, as I said, regardless of age, because they do have something very young about them. This person has something very young about them. And funny enough, it's weird. I feel like you're the younger one. And in a lot of ways, you are younger, and they have more wisdom than you, especially with like relationships and stuff like that. But you're also like an old soul, and they are young at heart. So it's very interesting, these dynamics, because you can switch them either way it goes. That's just what I'm getting. It could be totally off with that, but it does not have to be. But I'm getting that feeling right now. So we'll see. Let's just check out what your person wants to do and shut me up, right? Get to the good stuff. Now I put lyrics on the top part and then advice on the bottom. So the top part says, I'm just a bachelor. I'm looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without ever falling off. Now that's interesting because your person is a bachelor energy. I told you that. They have playboy vibes, playgirl vibes, but they're really attracted to you. I think that you know how to ride them better than anybody is what it really comes down to. Listen to the cards while it spells. So it says, switch roles by cuffing your person to the bed and ride your masculine. So it's like, basically, you could be a little bit more you can dominate this person a little bit. They like it. They think it's really sexy and cute. I don't get that they want you to be like that permanently or even in bed permanently or in any way permanently, but I do think that they think it's really sexy. They want like you to be a little bit more like, they want you to be the aggressor. They just want to know what it feels like. So, I mean, look, puff them to the bed. I want to get you in the bathtub with the candles lit. You give it up till they go out. And it says, make the atmosphere more romantic and sensual with dimmed lights and candles lit. We got this last time as well, you guys. So I really do think these are adjoined energies, or at least there's messages for somebody in both of these energies. The other one was very similar, but it was not as dark and troublesome. So if that makes sense. Like this, I feel like this one there's a lot more depth to this reading because your person has a lot more. They have more. I don't want to say valid feelings for you, but there's more emotional depth here than the last two people. Well, one person with the other in the last reading. I wasn't getting that as much, but it had some similar messages. So just keep that in mind. You might want to stick around for 3 because what I've noticed sometimes is like they all adjoin. Like if 1 and 2 do, often there's messages in 3 as well for somebody. Maybe not the whole reading, of course, but there's just some messages there for you. So it says, horseback, I'll get my reins. School teacher, let me get my grades. You should role-play scenarios like teacher and student. This turns your partner on. Your partner is definitely visual and creative. Okay, so you're with somebody who's visual and creative, and they like you to be the same way, particularly in the bedroom. Your person loves when you dress up. They like to role-play. It doesn't have to be like the same type of, like either one of you could be dominant or masculine. You know what I mean? Like they'll go either way with that. They're not like, it has to be this way every time. But they just like to, fill both roles and have you do the same, and just like really explore. This person wants to explore with you and experiment sexually, and I get the feeling they probably already have, but they want to like do more. And you just have great chemistry in that way too. You're both like creative in the bedroom, I guess. You know, we want to make it sound more technical. Now the little I want to section before we close things out. Card from the universe. So your finger, your person wants to finger bang you. Sorry, it's hard for me to read this. Your person wants to finger bang you. They want to lick your legs up to your pussy. They want to pump in you like a savage. And they want you to suck their cock, but they don't want you to let them come. That's fun. So your person, they like to tease as well as be teased. So this person's very creative. Like, they'll go either way with a lot of it. I'm getting, like, it's not really about, like, one person being masculine and one being feminine. They'll trade those roles on and off. Don't get me wrong, I think they do kind of like to dominate you, but they also are willing to let you play that role sometimes, and other types of, you know, role-playing scenarios. I get that you guys really like to role play. Like, this is just something that you two really enjoy doing, and I think you're really naughty. Like, I think you guys are, like, you like to dig into, like, the taboo, so, hey, look, more power to you. That's all I have to say for that. You're probably going to be very happy if you could resolve some of the more serious issues here, which is, again, you with yourself more than anything. You just need to really get focused, get some help, get some therapy, and I think your person would really come around. I think they want to, so just keep that in mind. This person is very interested in you. I mean, they really want to be with you. That's what I'm trying to say, but they know under these circumstances, they're just wise enough to know it's not going to work. It's going to seem like it's working, and then it's all going to fall apart, and they love you. I mean, they're making me say they love you. Like, literally, they're like making me say it to you. They love you, okay? They want you to know that. They love you. So if you're feeling the same, then I would suggest trying to look it out. Alright, so let's pull one last card for advice from the universe before we close this and move on to the last group. We're going to take the top three. True love. This love is once in a lifetime. We had this last time, and based on this reading and last reading, it makes perfect sense. So you have to keep that in mind. This is a soul tie. This is a soul mate, and this is something that's worth fighting for. So even if it seems like a long road ahead, or you have all this like climbing up the mountain, and you have a lot of work to do to try to be with this person. Sometimes, often when you struggle to be with someone, they end up being the most beautiful relationships because you worked hard for what you have, and you prove to each other that you really love each other. So it can be a benefit. Just you got to buckle down and do what you have to do, and I think you know what you have to do. So, but you two would benefit greatly from a conversation, so that you can let your person know like you're on that page with them, if you are, of course, and vice versa. They can let you know what they're looking for and to get on the same page with you. It says, be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. No game playing here. That goes for you and your person. Because honestly, I'm getting that you might play games too. Okay, your person is a player by nature, but they're not playing you. You are not necessarily a player by nature, but you play some mind games. And I just get this feeling that like you're kind of like in that phase, and you're like where you like want someone to prove they love you, like prove it to me, prove it to me, prove it to me, and your person's like okay, but then like they got to this point where they're like, okay, enough. I don't want to keep being tested. I don't want to have to prove I love you, over and over again. Clearly, I do. I'm here, fighting for this. So I think that they're a little bit frustrated with you. I'm going to be honest, but they definitely want to work this out with you. Like this person wants to be with you. I can't stress that enough. They are in love with you. Slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. That's some of the best advice we've got here. Slow down, relax, it is worth it to make sure that you have everything right for this relationship, okay? Just take a deep breath. Things are going fine. You're going to do what you need to do. They're going to do what they need to do. And if you guys can do that, you can come together and be awesome, really, really a force to be reckoned with, a power couple, you know? So your person, I think that they do need to get out of something, a prior commitment, unless they already have. But I do feel like they might have to do that. And as for you, you have to get some mental health help or therapy or whatever it is that you're needing at the time. I get that you probably had some past trauma recently, or maybe even from a long time ago, but it's not resolved, and that's kind of like causing an issue in this relationship. So you need to kind of like resolve your issues. Your person needs to figure out whatever they're going to do here. If they're in a third party, or you know they just haven't committed to you fully, they need to figure that part out, and you two need to talk about it and figure out together what you're going to do. Okay. So that is all for you today. I'm moving on to group number 3. Hi, group 3, and welcome to my pick a card reading. We are here to find out what is going on with you and your person, romantically, sexually, and just overall what's going on in love for you. So I picked a card for your overall energy here, and the card says, embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. So when I meditated a little bit on your energy before we began the reading, I was getting that this isn't something that actually has started yet. This is something that either you have a crush on this person, or you both mutually like each other, but you haven't moved forward in any type of way yet physically. So we're going to figure out what your person feels for you, what to do in this situation and relationship, how to proceed forward, and also we're going to go ahead and pick some sexual messages to see what your person wants to do to you. So what I do first is I pick 2 cards that represent you and your person. Now these are different celebrities, and the energy of the celebrity gives me a feeling overall for who you are, who your person is, some of your quirks, your characteristics, things like that, your personality traits. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Now you can reverse these roles at any time, and the sex of the person does not matter. It can be a same-sex couple, and I could pick the opposite sex or vice versa. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that masculine and feminine energies are what are important, not particularly what the sex is. So we're going to start with Marilyn Monroe and presume this is your energy. Again, if at any point you feel like this is your person, you are welcome to reverse those roles and make it fit better. So Marilyn Monroe, just a couple sentences on who she is to better grasp who you are. Marilyn Monroe was an actress, a model, a pinup, and a singer born Norma Jean Mortensen. When Hollywood discovered her curves and added peroxide to her hair, she was renamed Marilyn Monroe. From a small part in All About Eve to leading roles in Niagara and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, she became a box office sensation. In '54, she starred in The 7-Year Itch and married baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. In '56, she starred in Bus Stop and was newly married to playwright Arthur Miller. She won a Golden Globe for her performance in Some Like It Hot and died of a barbiturate overdose, ruled as a probable suicide in '62. Now, a couple of quotes by Marilyn to also better grasp who you are. Number 1, orgasms don't exist. It's better to spend your time reading Ulysses. Number 2, enjoy your wedding day. You only get to do that 3 or 4 times in your life. And number 3, never pick stability over a good time. So you are a very indulgent personality. We've also got this with group 1 for one of the personalities, so there could be some joint messages here. I do feel like I'm getting the energy from all 3 readings that they're kind of connected, or that there's just messages for somebody in all 3 of these readings. So I urge you to continue to listen. Even if everything doesn't fit, there could still be a message in here for you. But what I'm feeling with you, presumably you, is that, again, you are sort of like an indulgent personality. You're somebody who really likes to have a good time, but also I think you might be suppressing feelings and emotions through a good time. I don't think this is just a case where you like to party a lot. I'm actually getting that there could be something more serious going on that you're not addressing, but I do get that there's possible addictions, or you're just very indulgent and impulsive. Again, this could be your person, so just keep that in mind. I like to reiterate that several times because people often, they still remark that, the roles are reversed, and I clearly state that you can reverse them, okay? So don't feel like you can't do that. But the second card I picked was Marcus de Sade. Sorry. Okay. So, Donatien Alphonse Francois Marquis de Sade was a French nobleman, revolutionary politician, philosopher, scandalous libertine, and lover. Brought up in the royal household and briefly an officer, he is also known for his exploits in the brothels. His life was a mix of imprisonment, escape, revolution, an affair with his sister-in-law, and a spell in a lunatic asylum. In prison, he became a writer, penning works characterized by a ruthless and immoral vision of human nature. 120 Days of Sodom was written during the build-up to the revolution, and the father of eroticism ensured his own life was no less sadistic. The term, of course, derived from his oeuvre. So, now this could actually be a writer. I am getting that this could possibly be a writer or somebody who just enjoys writing or who's very good with words. The other thing that I'm getting with both of these energies here is that, with both of these energies, that you're both actually indulgent personalities, and this is something that could be affecting the relationship. I'm getting that you could both be suffering from addictions or other health issues, especially with addiction or something to that effect. I feel like this is something that's coming in between you and this person. Although I don't feel that you're together in a relationship yet, I feel like one of the things that's preventing you from doing that could possibly be these addictions or other things going on. I think you're both aware that you have to work on some things before you're actually together. So I do feel like there are issues here that are preventing you two from being together. I get that your person here, they do have a sort of like playboy, playgirl vibe to them. I also, the one thing that I'm getting that I hate reporting or like telling you guys, but I have to give you the honest like energy that I'm feeling here, that your person, they like to indulge in the taboo. So you could be somebody, you could be like a girlfriend or wife to somebody else, and this person actually has a crush on you, and I feel like it could be mutual. I do think that it's something that's a little bit forbidden, or it's some type of third-party situation, but it is a situation where it's a little bit more serious. Like this is somebody, this person knows the boyfriend or girlfriend of you. Okay, it's somebody they know personally, so this is kind of like a forbidden love situation, and I'm getting that you both have feelings there. So this is kind of like a dangerous thing going on here. So what we're going to do before we really get into the reading here is I pull a poem that I've written personally. I channel messages for you guys through my own, words, and really tap into spirit and try to get you guys some good messages. And I do it with the poetry because it helps me to get a better grasp on what's really going on in a more sometimes romanticized fashion. I just think that it helps to kind of open the doors to more emotion and find out like what are these feelings that you two are having for each other. What level of intensity are we talking about here? So the poem is, he used to tell me I was a drug which he refused to quit. He said every time we touched, it was like a swift bolt hit. He loved my rage, my violence, he always liked to say. He craved my mysterious silence every single day. He worshipped my whole core as I bowed down to his feet. I crashed straight to the floor but could not understand the defeat. Never could I say what we really went through. It was beautiful but deadly. This could be said as true. So again, this is something that feels very forbidden. In fact, what I'm getting is the two of you may have already like engaged in something physical, but this is not a relationship yet. You may have crossed some lines though, whether it just be kissing, heavy flirting, or you two have actually had sex and like engaged in a real physical romance. I do feel like it's not something that's happened a lot, if it has happened, but there's a big possibility there that something like this has happened, and if not, you both want to. So the obvious advice initially is to resolve whatever you have going on, number one, but also number two, to end a third-party situation, however you have to do that, and whatever roads you have to take, and who you pick and who you don't, you need to fix that problem before you engage with this person. And I do feel like that the relationship between the two of you could be something that's not just destructive to the two of you, but destructive to the people around you. This could be something really forbidden, something that's, like I said, very taboo. Use your imagination with what that might be, but this is the energy I'm getting here. So, what I do is I start with Whispers of Love to get a feel for the love part of the relationship and some messages and advice for you. Then we move into the more sexual aspect. I use my own personal deck, Sexy Music Notes, as well as my little I Want To cards. So we're going to really get a feel here for what's going on with you and your person, and how we can resolve this, if this is what I'm picking up, if that is actually correct. Now, again, this could be something that happens in the future as well. So if it feels like something that's not fitting right now, remember, this could be something that's going to happen in the future. So just be aware of it. It could be something that you prevent, or just take care of it in a better fashion, because now you know that something like this is going to happen. So, okay, so the first card we have here is honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. And I mean, that clearly indicates that what I'm saying could be correct. There is definitely an element to this relationship, or to what could form between the two of you, that does not have honesty as part of it. But now that you know that this is a possibility, or something that's going on, or you already knew it was going on but weren't really sure how to handle it, honesty is essential here. This is what's going to make or break this relationship. So you need to handle this with care, and you need to really consider if you want to go down that road of dishonesty and not taking care of the things beforehand that really need to be addressed, which could be a third party, as I've stated, but also that this could be a relationship that involves other people's feelings getting hurt on multiple levels. So honesty is definitely essential. It's not to say that you can't be in this relationship, but clearly some things have to be taken care of. The Union of Hearts. A love connection defies explanation. I mean, it's clear what this is indicating here. You two really do have legitimate feelings for each other, okay? This is not something that I doubt, and it's not something that's wrong for the most part. There could be exceptions to that, but for the most part, it might not be wrong, but it has to be handled a certain way. That's the important thing here, that this is addressed and handled a certain way to prevent serious dysfunction, as well as feelings being hurt by you, your person, or the other people who are involved in this, okay? So just keep that in mind. Sorry, it's just a little bit weird. The heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. I mean, of course there is. This is clearly indicative of what the secrets that are going on between the two of you. And I don't know if you two have spoken on this yet, if you haven't actually been physical, but you both are well aware that this is going on. And I think that you're just trying to figure out how to really handle the situation, which is why you're here today. I don't see you walking away from this, regardless of whatever else revolves around this relationship. I really believe that you're going to pursue it no matter what. But again, there's certain things that have to be addressed before this can be a healthy union between the two of you. So please just keep that in mind. The best way to have a healthy relationship is to start it off on good terms. It's like we say first impressions when you meet somebody. The same thing goes for love. Starting it off on the right foot is essential. Otherwise, everything that was negative is going to follow you into that relationship, and it will be very hard to recover from that. So just keep that in mind. New love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So I do think that this relationship is going to have a profound effect on you. I think that it could be something spiritual, but I also think that, again, it's something that has to be handled correctly. Otherwise, this is going to be a disaster. You won't achieve any kind of spiritual growth if this is not handled and tackled the right way. Particularly with this third party, which I'm honestly getting is you, that that you are involved with somebody else, but that you have feelings for somebody new. But again, that could be your person. Roles can be reversed. But right now, that I'm just picking up that energy that you really don't know what to do. You're kind of like caught in the middle of this thing, and you're just really not sure how to tackle it. You're not sure how to handle like letting the person you're currently with know that you have feelings for somebody new. But unfortunately, as uncomfortable as that is, you are going to have to do that. So, what you need right now is to really sit down with whoever your current partner is and let them know what's honestly going on. And then you can tackle the rest of the relationship. And if it is something that's extremely taboo, as I mentioned, unless it's something illegal or, something that's going to break an entire family apart, it can be something that's pursued, and it can be something that you do achieve spiritual growth through and have a good, solid relationship, create a good foundation and really grow together as a team collectively, but also singularly, and you can learn a lot of like lessons from this relationship. But there could also be lessons in there for how not to handle something. So you need to be aware of that before you engage with this person. So we're going to go ahead and get into the I want to section and find out what your person wants to do with you, and then I will pull some more advice from Spirit before we close things out. Okay, so this is just a fun little section to figure out kind of like what your person likes and what you like and what their feelings are towards you sexually and things like that. So I want to get you in the bathtub with the candles lit. You give it up till they go out. That's the musical lyric on the card, and it says, "Make the atmosphere more romantic and sensual with dim lights and a candle lit." So I think that you and your person both are quite sensual. I think that your person really enjoys a lot of touching, foreplay. They like the atmosphere to be bright. They're the type who they like to see like rose petals on the bed and really romance you. I feel like they're the type who will bring you out on a really lovely date first. Like wine and dine you and really make sure that you have a great time, and then bring you back to the bedroom and really visually make everything look amazing. And I think that they're visual and they want to see you look amazing too. They want you to wear like sexy lingerie and high heels and like really go all out for this first time together if you haven't done this already. It's possible that you have. And if that is the case, I might just be getting what's already happened between you two or something that they want to do with you. So it says, "And honey, I know you'll be there to believe." I'm sorry. It says, "And honey, I know you'll be there to relieve me. The love you give to me will free me." Wow, that's intense. The advice says, "Try writing your lover sweet nothings. Little tokens of appreciation go a long way." But what I'm really more focused on here, again, is that quote. Let me repeat that. "And honey, I know you'll be there to relieve me. The love you give to me will free me." So you could actually be in a relationship right now that's a very it could be abusive actually, or it's just something that it's very toxic, and this person is friends with your lover, and they have they've seen a lot of situations between the two that are toxic, and I think that they accidentally, kind of like a Layla type of story. If you don't know what Layla is, it's a song by Eric Clapton where the best friend is giving advice to the wife of his best friend, but he ends up falling for her through spending time with her, and like he just ends up falling for her. And I'm kind of getting that feeling here, like this is two friends, and you are the one in the middle of it, and the friend just felt and feels like this person does not appreciate you or treat you right, and unfortunately, they feel that it's worth it to move on from that friendship in order to be with you. I think that you're the one that's struggling with making that final move and really like letting go of person A to be with person B, but the person really wants to be with you. Now they could already be with somebody as well. I'm getting that energy that you could both already have like mates. well, you for sure. Again, I do believe the energy I'm picking up now is that they are friends and you are stuck in the middle. But they could also have their own mate as well, which just complicates things a little bit further. But they're certain they want to be with you. They're not sure how to make this happen, but they are certain that they want to be with you. And they do not approve of how this person treated you, and they're willing to move away from that friendship in order to be with you. And also because they're kind of disgusted with how that person treated you just in general. Even if you two weren't together, I think they just really became disgusted with how this person was treating you. So this says, you can scratch my back and roll me. You can push me and just pull me. So, and it also says, have fun taking over and dominating the masculine energy. So your masculine wants you to dominate them. I don't get that this is something that they want permanently, but I think they just really want to try this out with you. I think that you have kind of like a dark side, and they find that really, really sexy. You could be like mildly gothic, or somebody who, likes to dress in like black lace and like chains and tattoos, things like that. And I think that this is actually something that they're not used to. Their type is different from. This is different from their norm. Okay, you are not typically their type, but they're extremely attracted to you. You're something new for them, and they just really, really physically are enamored with you. Aside from also really caring for you and liking your personality, I get that they really do overall just like you. They're attracted to a number of things about you. So this one says, let me see you dance. I love to watch you dance. And it says, your partner wants you to do a sexy pole dance for him. Try a lesson. So this is something that's really cool in our modern age, that you can actually take pole dancing lessons without it being a strange thing to do. And I'm pretty sure this has made many men very happy. Well, many people. So the advice is there: try a pole dancing lesson, or just try to strip for your man or woman and do a really sexy dance for them. They are very visual, and they do love looking at you, as I said before. So just keep that in mind, because it's something that they're probably going to want from you. Okay. I get that you could be a Taurus. I get a lot of sensuality with you. And physical beauty, but I also get that you're somebody who can change it up. You can be both masculine and feminine, but when you're feminine, you're really feminine, and they like that about you. They like that you can change it up, and they also like that when you are feminine, it's lingerie and lace and really sexy stuff, garter belt and things like that. So they're really, really just turned on by the idea of looking at you and kind of admiring your beauty before engaging in something sexually with you. Now we also have the I want to section, which is some additional stuff that your person wants to do with you. It says, I want to watch you with the same sex, wake up to head, I want you to lick my balls, and I want you to dress in stilettos. So again, we have the stilettos thing. So your person's extremely visual, and they really do want to see you in high heels. They want you to do the pole dance type of, if you don't have a pole and you don't actually want to take lessons, they just want to see you strip and do a really sexy dance for them. Give them kind of a lap dance. As I said, they're very visual, and they really appreciate your beauty. So that's just something to take into consideration when you're dealing with this person. I do get that they could be a fire sign, or they're either fire or they're air. Probably fire, though. Well, they could have both in their chart, but I do feel like this person's a little bit impulsive, and they act quickly on their emotions. So this is something that's hard for them, because in this situation they can't actually do that. They can't act quickly on their emotions. They can't jump into this with you. For whatever reasons are holding the two of you back. So just keep that in mind. This is kind of what's going on in your person's head. You're going to have to sit down with your mate now and fix this. Or if it's a situation where it's actually abusive and you feel like you can't leave, I would just suggest, focusing on that aspect first and getting out of this relationship before you pursue this. Because if the person you're with is abusive and you end up with a friend of theirs, that can turn, really, really dangerous. So I suggest really trying to handle your own first, okay? And not throwing this in that person's face, because that could be dangerous. You don't want to rile up somebody who already is temperamental and could possibly hurt you. Or they can just say things that are really, really hurtful that stick with you. emotionally and mentally. So just keep that in mind. Before we wrap this up, we're going to go ahead and do some more cards for some advice on how to handle this relationship. And then we're going to wrap this baby up. Okay, so we have focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. Your focus needs to be on your relationship currently, and trying not to hold a grudge or become jaded despite what you've gone through, so that you can move into this new relationship in a healthy fashion. And again, you need to end what's going on between you and this other person. This is going to be a tough situation, and the resolution is going to likely have a few negative aspects to it, but I think you can calm this person and do it in a fashion. If you do it in a fashion where you're very understanding and you really try to leave on not necessarily a great note, but just in a way where it's not dangerous for you and you're not like, this person doesn't feel like you stabbed them in the back, in other words, this can work, possibly. What you need to do is separate from your person and to not jump into this next thing, though. You need to take it very slowly, and, the person needs to find out even more slowly, the friend, okay? I mean, I'm sure they're going to notice, since I don't get that these two are going to remain friends. I'm not even sure if they're friends right now. They could have already ended this friendship with this person because they just really don't respect them anymore. Or if they haven't, it's just their feeling overall, and they don't really have an issue with ending the friendship, especially because they really do want to be with you. Be supportive. Make genuine effort to show you care. Again, when you're leaving your relationship, I would suggest, extending some support, as long as this is not abusive. Okay, if this is abusive, you definitely need to protect yourself and stay away from this person as much as possible, and possibly even get a restraining order. But if it's not, and it's just, they have something of a temper, or you're just a little bit concerned about how this is going to go down and how they're going to take this, try to be as supportive as possible with this person when you're breaking this off. And again, don't shove your new relationship in their face, but be honest about it at some point. So just handle it with care. This is a fragile situation, and you both need to handle it with care, okay? That's kind of like what I'm saying here. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. And this is just encouragement to pursue this, as long as it's something that you pursue the right way. You are stuck in something where there is no love, and you need to really, consider what's going to make you happy, but also to do it in a way where, a lot of people aren't getting hurt. So you're on the right track by pursuing love, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. I want to, reiterate that. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, as long as, again, it's something that's legal. And these two could be brothers, so that makes it a little bit more tricky. But if not brothers, they're just really good friends. But if they're brothers, that complicates things a lot more, and I really can't give the same advice. But if they're just really good friends, again, and this person has mistreated you a lot, and the friend is somebody who's really in love with you, and they really want to pursue this and have a healthy relationship with you, I actually do advise going ahead and doing it. Just make sure you handle it the right way. You don't cheat, okay? Don't cheat. Don't form a hot and heavy relationship with this person while you're still with another person. None of that stuff. This has to be tackled the right way. And the final card says, actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. I think that the actions that are going to speak loudly for you is handling this the correct way. As well as with your person, I think that you two will respect each other a lot more in the future if this is handled the right way. Now, right now, you probably just want to be with each other, and you know what I mean? You just want to rip each other's clothes off, so you don't even, like it's almost like you're not considering all of that. But in the future, you would probably start to look at what each person did and think, wow, that was a pretty crappy way of handling that. What if they do that to me? So handling this with care is essential for various reasons. For a number of people to not be hurt, but also for your safety, and also because it's going to affect your relationship with this person in the future. Again, it might not right away, but it will in the future, and you have to consider that. You don't want that to happen. You don't want them to have a lack of respect for you that develops over time based on something like that. So that's it for today, Group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe to my channel. I am going to be uploading several times a week pick-a-card readings with various topics. If you want to donate to the channel, again, my PayPal and Cash App information are below, and I definitely appreciate anything that you can donate. Also, if you want a reading, the directive for a reading is below. And if you want to submit a song request, a song, or a poem, you're more than welcome to do that with the information below as well. So thank you guys again. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to be notified of my current uploads each day. And that's pretty much it right now. Share this with your friends if you can, or just information about the channel. But I'm going to go for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this.